So some of you who have seen my video on overlays must have noticed that there actually is a way to automatically test the speed of each of your WAN links. If we don't specify the actual upload and download speeds, what tends to happen is that the box might think um, the upstream link can have a lot of capacity, but if that's not the case, then it will just flood packets and they will get dropped on the other side. So in order to go away from that and even save time from not going manually and inputting all those speeds and feeds, with VeloCloud, you will get a speed test function. So when you create your overlay, wherever that's public or private, you'll see in the advanced section that there are 3 ways of measuring bandwidth. So the 3 options are a slow start, which is really good for links under 200 megs because it's slowly ramping up the speed of the packet. Burst mode for larger links. And obviously you can choose not to measure it, in which case you'll need to manually input the speed in each of these boxes. Now, by default, if you choose to utilize the auto measurement, the boxes will carry tests when they first power up and also every 7 days. If that test is required to be performed much more frequently, let's say you might be using a wireless link and the speed is fluctuating, you can use this dynamic bandwidth adjustment. So just take this box here. So the question is, how do we actually do these tests? And for this, I have to go to the drawing board and show you a simple example with a branch on the left-hand side connected to a public and a private circuit. So that's your MPLS, that's your internet. And we have a hub on the other side. Now here is the branch's primary gateway, the gateway which is geographically closest to it. So by default, what tends to happen? The branch will create an overlay over the public circuit. It will not attempt over the private circuit because we didn't take service reachable in this instance. And it will also create overlays to the hub. So now what we'll do is that on public links where the gateway is reachable, we will use this overlay to measure upstream and downstream and set the speed of the link. And on private links, you'll measure the speed between the branch and the hub. The recommendation of the hub is to actually turn it off completely and statically define the speed. And there are 2 main reasons for that. First of all, when the hub reboots, it generates a lot of tests from all the remote branches, and that will overload it. And secondly, when itself is testing private links, it will just test with one of the branches, not all of them. And because hubs tend to have much bigger speeds than branches, you'll end up with an incorrect value. To recap, you have 2 options for the automatic speed testing, the slow start, so this is for links under 200 megs, and burst mode for over 200 megs. They get carried on when the hub gets powered on, and after that, every 7 days. And let's just say 7 days have passed, and now we're measuring a very, very slow speed compared to what we measured the last time. This will actually trigger the branch to redo a speed test in about an hour or 2, because suspiciously small values might lead to an error or potentially an ISP maintenance window